Here's lesson 7 1/10, converting liquid measures, U.S. customary units. So why are we doing this lesson? Well, we need to learn to convert between cups, pints, quarts, and gallons, and that's something that we have not done yet. So we've got a couple of tools that we're going to use for this lesson. One of them is a picture that I find to be pretty handy. And if you take a look at this picture, you can see that I have a big, giant G right here. What do you think that G stands for? Hopefully you think or thought gallon. And yes, that is the correct answer. And inside a gallon, we have 4 giant Q's. And those would be quarts. So there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. And then notice I have 2 capital P's inside each quart. So that tells me I have 2 pints in a quart. And inside a pint, as you can see, we have 2 C's, which means that we have 2 cups. So this is one tool that I've even had students tell me in the past that they used later on when they moved up to higher grades. So this is a little tool that you can kind of draw and remember, and that kind of helps you do your conversions. Another tool that we can look at is our handy dandy measurement scale that we have used in the past. And this is what you're going to have in your workbook. And so of course we're going to be looking at quarts and gallons and quarts and pints and cups, and we're going to be making conversions between all of those. So I'm going to scoot this out of the way, and we're going to use this particular scale, and we're going to start with pints and cups. So if I have 4 pints, how many cups is that going to be? 4 pints. So I'm going to find 4 pints right here on my scale. And down below that, you can see that I have 8 cups. That was easy. But now look at your next part. We've got 18 cups. How do I figure out how many pints that is? Well, I need to go back to the 1, right? 1 pint is 2 cups. So if I'm going backwards, that means I'm going to take 18 and divide it by 2, which is going to give me 9. So 9 pints is equal to 18 cups. So now let's take a look at gallons and quarts. So I'm going to go up here and find my gallons and my quarts. And now it's telling me that I have 16 quarts. So if I look down here at the bottom, here's 16, and that tells me that that's equal to 4 gallons. Boy, did that chart come in handy. And now we're going to look at 8 gallons. Uh-oh, my chart doesn't go that high. It only goes to 5. So how do I figure that out? Well, again, I've got to go back to the 1. So there's 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So if I have 8 gallons, that means I'm going to do what? Multiply. So 8 times 4 is going to give me 32. Whoops. 32 quarts. So let's look at the blue. Now we have quarts and cups. So we're going to come down. Ooh, quarts and cups. How do I do that? Well, I've got to think about my picture that we used before, right? Quarts and cups. So 1 quart would be this right here, has 4 cups in it, okay? So if I have 4 quarts, what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply, because in each quart there's 4 cups. If I have 4 quarts, that means 4 times 4, which is going to give me 16. Okay, what if I start with cups? 28 cups. Am I going to divide by 4? Yes. So my answer in that case would be 7. So we did a little bit of practice to kind of introduce the topic. What are we going to do in class? We are going to work with partners to convert liquid measures using measurement scales and pictures. You nailed it. See you in class.